Hello, today we'll be talking about the lunar eclipse, which will be happening this Tuesday, December 21st at 3:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the lunar eclipse is basically a full moon that has a little bit more intensity to it. The eclipses are part of the lunation circle, and they're they intensify the energy of the new moon and the full moon, and they usually come together. So there will be a solar eclipse in the beginning of January as well, which I'll be talking about in my next video blog. So today we'll talk about the lunar eclipse. Now the lunar eclipse usually is a time of high intensity in terms of your emotions. Because it's very much related to the full moon, and the full moon already brings a lot of feelings up in us, and it's very relationship based. It shines light on the kind of relationships we have in our lives, whether it's intimate, whether it's business, whether it's family, whether it is a relationship to our own body, to ourselves. So it's basically all about how do we feel about our relationships, and how much awareness and consciousness do we have around that. And eclipses in general usually bring change. They bring change in a very sudden and unexpected way, and it is a time for us to have to kind of evolve and move to a new level, of experience in our lives. And that can be sometimes unpleasant, or it can be very pleasant, depending on how attached we are to the old ways and how attached we are to not evolving. So because it's in Gemini, our lunar eclipse this month, there is a sense of having it to do a lot with communication. Now we also know that Mercury is retrograde this month, so communication already has a heightened subject to it in these past couple of weeks. And so with the lunar eclipse being in Gemini, we really get reminded that we really need to pay attention to how we communicate to our partners, to our families, to our business partners, to the relationships in our lives. And so it's very important to really focus on what are some of the things that have to be recommunicated, what are some of the things that are important to us, where do we need to be heard, where do we need to listen more, and how can we make that work with how we feel about things, because the lunar eclipse is all about feelings. So if our feelings are heightened, how do we communicate in a way that reflects our feelings without having our feelings overpower our communication? Now if you want to know where in your personal chart the lunar eclipse takes place, for each person it will be a different area of their life that's being more affected by that, and where the change in your life is going to take place. So if you want to hear more about that, please feel free to email me at Sonja@astrologercoach.com. That's again Sonja@astrologercoach.com, and I'd be happy to give you a brief reading of your chart for a small fee. And very soon I'll be coming back with another video blog about the solar eclipse, which will happen in the beginning of January, so stay tuned for that. Thank you. Bye bye.